Kappa League TV.
I'm Kamari Middlebrooks, and you're watching Kappa League TV. I'm here with fellow Kappa Leaguers Rashad and Caleb, and today they're going to tell me a little bit about their journey in aviation. So we'll start with Caleb. So what would you say, how did you get into aviation?
I got into aviation through both of my parents. They both are flight attendants for Delta. Okay. And so just seeing them go on trips every day, just going across the world, bringing back different things from different countries, it got me sparked into aviation and just wanted to explore the world myself. So therefore I went ahead and decided to be a pilot.
And Rashad, how would you say that you got into aviation?
I got into aviation I was watching YouTube videos, people flying planes. I became really interested in it. And at that time really had no direction on where I wanted to do as a career. And so I decided to do aviation and become a pilot.
What would you guys say the experience is like, being in aviation?
Overall, it's a pretty great experience. At first it can be very challenging, just being able to learn everything for the first time. My pilot experience so far, I was able to be a part of Tuskegee Next, which is a nonprofit organization that honors the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. I applied for the organization and I was able to join. Therefore, I spent the whole summer in Chicago doing flight training, and doing that, I was able to earn my private in 7 weeks total. And basically every single day I just went up in the air, and we learned all the maneuvers, different, like how to create a nav log, how to do a cross-country flight, and everything overall just prepares for the check ride and to earn the license. So definitely thanks to Tuskegee Next for opening me up for the opportunity to get in aviation and become a pilot. So.
That's great. And what would you say that separates Tuskegee from all the other aviation programs in the country?
I would say the fact that the whole purpose is to honor the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. You don't see anybody pilot today without the legacy the Tuskegee Airmen had. So just being able to know that you're walking in the footsteps of giants, it just honestly separates Tuskegee from every other organization, I would say.
So Rashad, what would you say your experience in aviation so far has been like?
So my experience in aviation was kind of just like Caleb's, going up in the air, practicing maneuvers. I'm younger than him, so I can't do a check ride yet to get my private pilot's license.
Sure.
But the school I'm at is a Part 141 school, which just means it falls under the regulations of the FAA. So I have to take a stage check. And so that's what the training has been, doing maneuvers and doing stuff like that, really just getting me ready to take the stage check. It's not just flying. What makes a pilot is their aeronautical knowledge, not just how well they can fly.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on what the FAA is and how that impacts you becoming a pilot?
So the FAA is the Federal Aviation Administration. It's basically like the government of the air. They have rules around everything, and some of these rules is what we learn as pilots in order to become better pilots.
And so what would you guys say have been some of your challenges that you guys have had experienced in your aviation career and getting to where you guys want to be and where you are now?
Definitely, challenge for me was just starting off, being in the airplane for the first time. I was really nervous because it's a new experience. Not many people go up in the air every day, so when you're actually in control and you're sitting in the cockpit, it's a little different. So just going up for the first time, being able to just control myself, control my breathing, be confident, not be nervous. That was challenging in the beginning. And then over time, as I started to get more confidence, it was just doing the maneuvers, being able to perfect the maneuvers, because in order for your private check ride, the maneuvers have to be within the ACS standards, the Airman Certification Standards. So basically you have to do the maneuvers to an exact airspeed, an exact direction. Doing that, just perfecting your craft, that was very challenging. But as I said before, it gets easier over time, so the more you do it, the easier it gets. So then, therefore, you'll be able to pass your check ride and get the license.
How much time did you spend doing this, and how much time did you really take to devote to your craft? And what are some kind of tips that you could give some of the viewers watching, that may want to aspire to also take part in aviation?
For me, I basically spent a lot of time, not only when I was in the plane, but just when I was back home after the flight. I would go start studying, reviewing the maneuvers, going on YouTube, watching people do the maneuvers, just to give me an idea to, think about when I get into the plane next time, how can I perfect it, what can I do, what am I doing wrong? I kept constantly watching YouTube, constantly watching videos, constantly just studying, and that really played a part in just me becoming an overall better pilot. And then again, with the actual flight training, I would be in the plane for about 2 hours every lesson. And through Tuskegee Next, it was 2 people in the plane at the same time. It's not just, well, it was 3 people in the plane, so me, my partner, and the instructor. So when we swapped out, after our 2 hours went up, I was able to watch my partner from the back seat, watch them fly as well. So that again made me just put in my head, what do you need to do next? What I need to make sure I'm doing when it's my turn to go fly. And tips for those that are trying to get into aviation or just overall want to succeed in what they're doing in aviation. Definitely, you have to honestly keep going. Like aviation, flight training, it costs a lot of money. It's really expensive. That's the main thing that pushes people away from it in the beginning. But definitely, my advice is to keep going. Just to know what your end goal is. If you want to go to the airlines, if you want to go in the military, just keep going. It's going to be hard at first, but if you just stay focused and keep giving it your all, you're going to succeed.
Yes, sir. I think that's great advice. I'm glad that you elaborated on what it takes to deliberately practice in whatever kind of field you're in to be successful. And I thought that was a great sentiment that you had, and being able to tell everyone to be able to push through adversity. Even when the odds are stacked against you, you're still believing in yourself, always devoted to your craft, putting in the consistent effort to do what you like. And I commend you for that. So that's great. And Rashad, what would you say have been some of your challenges in your aviation experience?
So my current challenges, I'm still in student pilot training. So my current challenge right now is studying. The aeronautical knowledge is very important, and so I'm struggling with balance, studying for flight in between school and stuff like that. That's been my main problem. Flying for me is the easy part. Anyone can do it, but it's knowing and understanding that knowledge is important.
Yeah, and I would say that's pretty good. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, and balance is key. You have to have balance in everything and balance in your life. So I think that's a problem that everybody shares. Trying to be able to balance these things in life. Lastly, to kind of conclude, what would you guys say? What is your end goal with aviation? Like, what would you say that every hardship, every single obstacle that you've had to face, what is that leading to for you guys? Like, what do you want to do with this?
So overall, for my end goal, my plan is to become a Delta pilot. As I said before, my parents work at Delta, so it's kind of just been a vision to me from the beginning, just to go ahead and make it there where my parents are as well. And not only just getting there, but also like being a member of OBAP, Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. I also want to be able to just continue to just show other minorities, other black men, women, that aviation is a field that you can go into. It's not something that is unreachable. I want to be able to show, have myself as an example of somebody that, I might not look how most pilots look, but I'm a pilot. So that's my overall goal. I want to be able to just give back to others and show them that this is an opportunity as well for them. And again, just continue to just be able to do what I dreamed on doing.
And I think that's amazing, how you talk about, kind of minority involvement in aviation. I think that's great that you're very proud of, where you come from and your skin color, and you're not letting those maybe racial boundaries and those parameters that are set by other people just because of how you look and, the way that you may do things. I think that's great that you're still being able to push the adversity and still get to your dream. And, like they say, you never know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. So I think that's a great sentiment that you're proud of your culture, proud of your heritage, and you want to show everybody else in that culture that may be feeling those pressures for their race or how they look, and showing them that they can still be successful in whatever they choose to do. So I think that's a great sentiment. And Rashad, what would you say is your end goal with aviation? Is something that you want to progress, or is it just something that may be temporary right now?
This is definitely something permanent. I definitely want to go to the airlines, like you said, Delta, but for me, any legacy airline's fine with me. That's American, United, Delta, even something across across the globe, Emirates, something like that, British Airlines. I'm perfectly fine with that, but I'm definitely want to go to the airlines. I'm also fine with doing corporate. You fly for businesses and stuff like that privately. So I definitely want to, if I can't do airlines, I definitely want to do that. But yeah, my end goal is definitely the airlines. if I have to go to the military, it would be the Air Force. I have thought about it, but that's not something I want to do.
I think that's great that you're following your passion no matter what, and that you're kind of assessing that you know what you want to do and you know how you want to get there. And I think that's great that you're young right now and you're still trying to progress through it, and I think that's honestly amazing. And honestly, the sentiments from both of you today, I think that's great that you guys are pursuing your passions and not letting cultural boundaries or maybe your age or things like that kind of set you apart from achieving your dream. And it's honestly amazing that you guys are pushing through the adversity that you are, and doing what you love, and being and identifying your weaknesses, identifying where you may have areas of growth, and just constantly pushing through that. And I think that's a great thing that both of you have kind of told me about today. And I think overall, I wish you guys well in your aviation journeys, and wish you guys the best, and hope you guys succeed and do what you guys please to do. Reporting for Cap League TV, I'm Kamari Middlebrooks.